The first Dandy's World collaboration has arrived, and it's nothing less than the Care Bears. However, some players were not satisfied with this, since they expected the first collab of this game as something else. So here on this tape, we'll explore all the designs created by the community about potential collaborations Dandy's World could have in the future. Some of these ideas could turn out to become reality, although it's likely most of them will probably remain as fantasy. But when it comes to fan imagination, everything is possible. So let's begin. During my research about Dandy's World collaborations, one of the first idea I found was Dandy's World and Five Nights at Freddy's, in which we can observe a couple of main toons with a similar appearance to FNAF 1 and 2. These designs have been created by Snowcake Bear, Dandy, V, Sprout, Shelly, and Astro. Take the parts of Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, and Puppet respectively. All the toons have this animatronic details on their limbs, being divided in sections that allow their mobility, besides a pair of colorful cheeks. Dandy taking the place of Freddy, we see him with a hat and a green bow tie, a couple of buttons, and a microphone. V taking Bonnie's place, hold a black and green base on her tail instead of her iconic microphone. Sprout taking Chicha's place, wears a pink bib and a catchphrase, "Let's eat," and on his hand, he carries a small pebble cupcake. It has a green wrapper. Shelly taking Foxy's place, has a couple of sharp teeth on her mouth and wears the characteristic Foxy's hook on her right hand. Astro, playing Puppet's part, is one of his favorites since he has the most changes that turn him into his character, and also it takes into account Astro having 4 arms. Besides this collaboration, we can see the withered versions of the animatronics, in which it becomes visible the multiple similarities they possess with the original designs. This is one of my favorite ideas, and funnily enough, it is very fitting, since they have similar concepts like Astro and Catnap with the moon theming. These designs were created by Simplemente You. Catnap Astro is visible in a Poppy Playtime style poster with what appears to be a background with colors in a night sky. We can observe Astro's cap with cat ears, Astro's moon face, and his body in general. They take a purple shade and Catnap style. The blanket that covers his body has a couple of moons drawn on it, similar to the ones Catnap has on his collar. Dog Day Dandy has Dog Day's body with Dandy's 6 rainbow petals around his head and a few leaves around his ears. Wears a blue outfit with a pair of rainbow drawings, suns, and chocolates. Hoppy Hopscotch V has the TV head like V, although now it shows Hoppy's face. Besides her antennas, she wears the bunny ears on her head and is wearing a green outfit, keeps her microphone tail, and has a collar with a bow tie alongside Hoppy's lightning. Bobby Bear hugs Shelly on this design. The only aspect of Telly is we can observe in her skirt and shirt. Through her skirt, we can see that she has heart stamped. Everything else is similar to Bobby.
But before thanking your support, I'll be preparing a poster with all of you. Each video, I'll pick one of your OCs at random to include it. To participate, post a drawing of yours in my YouTube community or tag me on TikTok or Instagram. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel to never miss any content of Dandy's World.
One of the collars with the highest chances of materializing today, these designs have been made by D for Dorito. In this first design, we can see a fusion between V and 1x1x1x1, having both very similar colors. V's TV head is kept, and so are her antenna and mic tail. On 1x1x1x1 side, we can observe the skeleton torso, his domino crown, and his 2 blades, also the red sparkle coming from her eye. The second belongs to a fusion between Shelly and John Doe, in which we can see the head, body, and tail of Shelly, alongside the clothes and code corruption John Doe has, being this one of the most awaited Dandy's World collabs by lots of people. Another user, Jacko Pump Kid, showed his own designs. On these ones, we can see the Forsaken skins inspired in Dandy's World, and Dandy's World skin inspired in Forsaken. The first of them is a Twisted Dandy skin for guest 666, in which we can observe several elements of Twisted Dandy, like the ichor covering his body and the tapes that pour through him.
The next skin is of V for Veronica, in which we can easily spot how V's style is adapted. Keeping a cap and a hoodie, we can see V's face, her crooked antenna, and her mic tail. The next skin now inside Dandy's world is Razzle and Dazzle with Noli's appearance, because Noli also has a face divided in half. It takes this look and it divides Razzle and Dazzle's face. The clothing here was adapted to the color scheme of Noli, and there were 2 crowns, but this time the masks in the original crown designs are divided between Razzle and Dazzle. The next skin inside Dandy's world is V's. Now, using Veronica's outfit, which looks fantastic on her, it includes all details of her clothing and her face, was easily adapted. On the second, we can observe more skins. The next one is inside Forsaken, and it's for Slasher, who wears a Toodle skin, apparently in twisted form because of the Ichor capsule buried on and because he is covered by this liquid. The next skin is still inside Forsaken, and it's for Dusekar. Here he takes Astro's looks. This may be due to the magic abilities both have, making this the perfect fitting skin. Now we have a skin inside Dandy's world for Gigi. This one takes Chance's style, which, just like Gigi, is related to money and gambling, so it's a perfect personality parallel. Moving on, we have another Dandy's world skin. This time it's for Connie. She has Azure style. In this case, the biggest similarity they present is that they both related to the paranormal, Connie being a ghost and Azure being, well, Azure. On the skin, we can observe the tentacles, hay, and even a mouth with a zipper. The user Rawok style made a few designs of the plants transformed into toons. The first one of these designs is Sunny, a sunflower which wears what appears to be a health kit and a nurse uniform. Could be inspired by Dandy because of the similarities on the petals of her head, and also could offer healing items at her store. Poe the pea shooter could be inspired by Boxton's designs due to the scarf on his neck. Also wears a couple of peas as ammunition. Kaviti the chomper looks like it is inspired by Shelly's dinosaur skin, primarily because of the blue pajamas and dinosaur tail. Lastly, we have Nutty, which doesn't seem to have any direct inspiration to an existent toon, although they appear to be a little shy, just like Boxton. The user Ponyzillas made these incredible designs of toons fused with different Pokemon. Poppy and Boxton being the starter toons were fused with the Pokemon starters Froakie and Rowlet respectively. The next were Craft siblings, Goob and Scraps, which were combined with Rockruff and Skitty, giving them this appearance which fits very well. It even fits their personalities. Whitby and Louie, the Pokemon, Rotom and Blazefalon were used, giving them a very curious shape. In these designs, V is one of my favorites, with all her body being made of plasma. Glisten, Dandy, and Astro were fused with Furfrou, Serum, and Minior. I really like how the shape of Minior's designs was used with the core being Astro. Gigi, Flutter, and Connie have been mixed with Weevil, Frostmoth, and Litwick. I really like how Connie looks here. I even think these colors would look great on a real skin in the game. Bobette, Rudy, and Cole mixed with Mamoswine, Sawsbuck, and Stotland have taken these forms. One of the designs that changes the most is Cole's, and between these three, it also is the one that I have enjoyed the most. Toodles, Roger, and Tegan. Toodles has been fused with Pichu, Roger with the famous Unknown, and in Tegan's case, I haven't found which Pokemon she is inspired in, so in case you know, please do tell me in the comments. Between these last ones, the one I liked the most was Roger because of how it uses the Pokemon concept on his outfit and appearance. The user Dirtalam has created these designs for Sonic using the Dandy's World style and has even created a twisted version. Sonic has a twisted version that resembles the well-known Sonic.exe, and I think that's a very creative concept. Besides the Ichor spills around his body, which perfectly fit Dandy's World. Tails, just like Sonic, has a twisted inspired by a creepypasta, this time being Tails' doll with the iconic antenna on his head. I'm not aware if Knuckles has any creepypasta to his name, but his twisted design is very similar to Sonic's, although it doesn't stand out as much as the previous mentioned. I believe his toon design works very well. Lastly, we have Amy, who looks very well, and in her twisted version, she wears her classic hammer and is filled with ichor stains. This collab, created by the same user, Dirty Lamb, shows 4 of the Poppy Playtime toys with their toon and twisted versions. Huggy Wuggy, his toon version, is very small and looks quite cute. His twisted resembles his original design much more, letting us see his sharp teeth and his long limbs, which are covered in ichor. Poppy, her toon version, looks very nice and friendly. Her twisted version is also much more similar to her original design. With her broken china face, the ichor is found mainly on her hair. Cat Bee, on her toon design, looks very friendly with her antenna and bee wings on her twisted design. The ichor covers most of her face, has only one arm, and her wings are longer. Brawn, his design is a little weird, mainly because in the original he has a long neck, which we can observe actually in the twisted design, which is also covered in ichor, even covering his mouth. Once all the fan-made collabs have been shown, I have noticed that the most important part of the game has always been